Welcome to Entrepreneur Showcase. I'm Edward St. Pé. Everyone's schedule has changed a lot with the COVID-19 pandemic, and we're trying to find some normalcy, and we've got Joey Conwill with us from the YMCA. And Joey, you have a program, you're the wellness director there, you have
Correct.
A program called the Great Reset, right?
Exactly. Reset 2021. It's an opportunity for everybody to think about renewing themselves, just resetting, unplugging, plugging back in to rejuvenate yourself. We've seen a lot of bad habits form during this pandemic, and we were forced to stay inside, not do a lot of things. So we want to help the Gulf Coast community get back out there, reset some goals, some healthy goals. So with this program, it's a free 6-week program. We're going to be partnering with Let's Go Gulf Coast, which is 5210, a great message, also another nonprofit organization to help get as much education we can out to everybody in these 6 weeks. It's very simple, the program. You register by texting the word RESET to 51660. I think the number's up on your screen, and you just want to text RESET to that. You have all month long to do this and to get your friends to do it.
All month.
All month. We don't launch the program until March 1st, and there is an optional weigh-in on February 27th and kind of a launch. If you want to come to the YMCA that day on February 27th, that Saturday morning, we will weigh you in, so you'll have a, you'll have a set point, and you can talk to a trainer about a program. Also, everybody that does this free 6-week program can get 10 free visits to the YMCA during that 6 weeks. So, I think it's a great program. It's a time for you not to have too much invested financially, but to think about reinvesting, your body for health.
Do you notice that people are sort of coming out again right now? Is the grip that this pandemic has had, is it starting to break a little bit?
Yeah, I think we are seeing that a lot, but if you have created some poor habits during all of it, it's really hard to get back. We're seeing some people, we're not seeing a lot of people. And of course, the safety issue is, people are still worried a little bit, but at the Y, everything is set up for social distancing. We have all the equipment separated, or every other one turned off. Everybody wears their masks until they get to their spot, and of course we're cleaning, taking temperatures, and we ask everybody else to clean their equipment. We go behind and clean. So it's a safe atmosphere, and if you just come in and check it out, I think you'll feel safe. But we're offering this, like I said, to the community for free, just to get our community going back where we need to be. We're a walking community, we're exercising community, and just to kind of aid in that for our community.
So, I was in the habit of going daily to the Y and exercising for many years, maybe over 20 years. But, even I got out of the rhythm of things where, some days I can't go, this, that, and the other. It's amazing.
It's really easy. It's really easy to get out of a habit, develop another habit, and it's really hard to get that habit, to go away too. So
what is the required amount of exercise a day? What is recommended?
Well, with this program, we're just trying to get people active for 30 minutes a day. Just to be intentional, maybe have some accountability through this program to just get people up on their feet, get yourself active for 30 minutes a day. It's just that simple. And then, of course, we're going to be texting out some workout ideas. We'll be texting educational opportunities, and some challenges. So that's why we really want to do this for the community and kind of help people. You can do your own thing, but this kind of gives you a little accountability with this program. And an opportunity to come into the YMCA, maybe learn some new things. We have trainers there. And if you come your 10 times, if you sign in and come to your 10 free times, we're going to let you join the Y and waive the joiner fee, which is a $50 savings. But the main goal is just to get people active for 30 minutes a day.
And with a free event like this, there's no reason
not to. There's, the only investment you're making in is yourself, and that's important right now. Your health, your good health.
Yeah, because it all kind of goes hand in hand. Physically, you work out, you feel better. It helps your mental attitude too.
Exactly. I mean, if you don't have a healthy body, you can't have a healthy mind. I believe that 100%. And we've seen a lot of mental illness during this pandemic. And exercise is the best remedy. It's the best medicine for anything.
And
it really is.
Too.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. And you have more energy. I mean, I get up really early in the morning and work out also. And people say, "How do you do that? Aren't you tired by the end of the day?" I said, "No, it gives me more energy. Yeah. The exercise actually rejuvenates me, resets me for the day." day.
And then you can sleep better at night because you
Exactly. Well, you've done something.
You've done something.
Yeah.
Physical.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. So, okay. Well, I think we've got the information on the screen. Let's put it up one more time.
Yeah.
The Great Reset, and the reset button. They act to join it. They actually text.
They just text the word reset
to that number
Yeah.
51660.
Exactly, and that gets them registered, and we'll start pushing out some activities and some challenges and some educational opportunities March 1st.
And you've got the brochure with all the information on the website. What is the
MGCYMCA.org. I think he's got that up on the screen too. MGCYMCA.org is our website. We also have a Facebook page. We have Twitter, we have everything. So you shouldn't be hard to find the information, or just call the YMCA. Ask to speak to me, 228-875-5050. Call the Y, talk to me, but it's very simple. It's a very simple thing. You just text reset to that number, get you registered, and then you'll be getting the text, daily. And you can opt out if you want to, But we just really want to give that opportunity for everybody to reset themselves.
Okay, Joey Conwill from the YMCA here in the Gulf Coast, and thank you for being with us today. Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and we'll be right back after this.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is an amazing place. Business is booming here, and life is good. People say Elvis used to hang out here, and it's true. So did Al Capone. It's the legend of the Biloxi Mafia, and I don't know if that's true, but there is a place out at Cat Island called Smuggler's Cove where rum runners used to offload their bootleg alcohol into skiffs and smuggle it to shore. You get to know the people here, and you're going to hear a lot of unbelievable stories. This place has a rich history. We call it the Secret Coast because of the 26 miles of beautiful white sand beaches and the picturesque islands that dot the horizon. You can visit those islands, and they all have a story of their own. People who live all over the world quietly choose to make this place their home. I'm one of them, and I want to help build a community of entrepreneurs like me who are doing what they love. That's what the show's all about. So come on in and watch Sprout Central, the happiest show on TV.
Let's put our heads together on a great staycation. Berry Creek Cabins in nearby Bogalusa, Louisiana is your wilderness staycation headquarters. Cozy cabin lodging for 4 to 12 people with modern amenities, kitchens, relaxing porches, fishing, and a 2,700 square foot party deck pavilion. Call 985-730-4395 or berrycreekcabins.com. Berry Creek Cabins is family staycation headquarters.
How you doing? I'm Dr. Lauren Timmons here in Ocean Springs, Mississippi at Timmons Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, where we pride ourselves in the latest dental technology for implants, including 3D x-rays, for orthodontics, including digital impressions, and same-day crowns and veneers. So check us out at the website below or call us for an appointment today.
Adventures Pub and Spirits awarded locals' favorite hangout, best late-night eatery, and best bar on the coast, along with TripAdvisor's Hall of Fame, offering a large menu of traditional coast seafood favorites like fresh oysters, royal reds, seafood platters, po' boys, as well as wings, burgers, steaks, and much more. Stop by and join us for our $9.95 weekday lunch special. That's Adventures Pub and Spirits, located 1 block north of the Hard Rock Casino, downtown Biloxi.
Welcome back to Entrepreneur Showcase, and now let's meet from the Gulfport Museum of History, Pat Pennell and Betty Shaw.
Thank you.
Well, ladies, welcome to the program, and we were here together 1 year ago, right?
Right.
How time flies when you're having fun.
We've got to stop meeting like this.
We have to stop meeting like this. Well, a lot of stuff has happened since last February to now. The pandemic came. How did the pandemic affect the Gulfport Museum of History? Can you speak to that, Pat?
Yes, I can. We opened in March the 4th, and promptly closed March the 14th. So we were not open very long, and you know, in that time, I have to admit, we had very good response. We had a lot of visitors. It just so happens it was during spring break, so we had out-of-town visitors come see us and everything, and then, boom, we were forced to close.
Forced to close?
Forced to close.
And when did you reopen again?
Oh, goodness.
We reopened
September.
limited days in
Yeah.
September.
All those months closed?
Well, yes.
But we did work. I mean, we worked behind the scenes. We were not, you know, it was not an idle time.
Well, we were close to visitors.
Right.
Because of the
But-
precautions of the pandemic.
Right, so,
Right.
but as small crews, you know, keeping the rules and regulations, we were able to do some of the things actually we weren't able to get ready or do before we opened the first time. So that gave us some time to get some new displays ordered, put up, and so forth. So it was not an idle time for us. And we were just looking, because of course we had no idea when we were going to be allowed to open, so we wanted to be ready when that time came. And I think Betty can attest to the fact that we did a pretty good job.
A lot of stuff got
So-
done behind the scenes.
Yeah, and she can
What
tell you
is
some of those.
what is the main thrust of the Gulfport Museum of History? What's it all about?
It's about Gulfport and the fact that there really isn't or wasn't a showcase now for the city of Gulfport, and how different and how important it is. It played a part in the history of the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Tell us about it. I mean, what are some of the significant things we might not know about Gulfport?
That it was founded on industry. It was planned and founded as a port city and a terminus to the railroad. It did not grow up like the romantic fishing village or the resort hotels like in Bay St. Louis. It strictly was founded on commerce, and I think maybe that's a little bit indicative of how it is today. At the time that it was founded, which was 1898, there was not a settlement there. There was actually there were two men that were working on the idea of having a railroad that would run from Gulfport, or from the coastline all the way to Jackson, and then further on up all the way to Chicago. But the impetus of founding the railroad there was shipping, and it was the shipping of the lumber mostly, because during that time frame the piney woods were just primed to be cut and shipped. And so along every few miles from the coast all the way up to Jackson really was stops on the railroad where sawmills were, so that lumber could be shipped out of the coast.
And the average person that's coming to the museum, who's coming right now?
Well, we have who's coming now?
Yeah, I mean, do we have tourists coming into town?
We have some amazingly, we do have tourists coming to town. We have some really snowbirds who come, who are still coming. Not a lot. I think we're still a well-kept secret. We do have a sign that people will be driving downtown and see us. We do have a brochure, and we do communicate with our other museums in town. But we do have some people that, we don't have a lot of locals, but we do have some people that have begun to donate things. Maybe right now they're going through their attics, you know, and we have some wonderful collections of things that people have donated, books and brochures and things like that.
So that's the website, right? Historical Society of Gulfport. .org. Good, and people can learn more about it there, right?
Certainly.
So the events that are coming up, anything particular you want to talk about today?
Well, one thing I want to mention, that our days and hours that we are open now, we did cut back one day from our original plans, only because of the pandemic and so forth. But right now we're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays from 10 until 3. So, you know, we welcome any visitors during that time. And so.
And we do follow all the pandemic precautions of mask and social distancing, and that it is a safe place to come. And it's a fun place to come because the building itself was built in 1904, along with some of the other buildings there. And our permanent display there is of the railroad and of the office buildings that were built around the turn of the century. That's 1900, not 2000. And all the things that were there and the things that are still there now. We have some great photography there.
Mm-hmm.
So the exhibits there at the museum do you have actual artifacts from the history of Gulfport?
Yes.
Along with
Yes.
paintings and drawings and such?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
We have a one-hell section of just fun things like book cover, matchbook covers from restaurants that are gone, and Christmas ornaments and books. And we even have, years ago, one of our mayors was Ken Combs, and for his political advertising, he did a Ken Combs comb. We have little things like that, but we're also developing a book collection. Pat was lucky enough to get a donation of
Very large.
academic donation of some books that are not only specifically Gulfport, but Mississippi history and coastal history, and several Mississippi history textbooks, which kind of tell the time. So we're developing a reference library, and as well as a way to have our archives there so that people could come and do research. And we're working on a project right now, the bean collection. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was an architect that did some work on the coast in the 1920s and 30s, and a relative of his sent photographs, a nice collection of photographs, many different sizes. There were about 500 of those, and we're in the process of, we numbered them and we're having them scanned, and we'll be putting them on the Mississippi Digital Library collection that's based out of USM, so that they'll be available for the public to see.
That's great. Well, we're going to take a break and we're going to come back and talk more about the Gulfport Museum of History.
Great.
So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Do you know what you're writing when they say, okay, we want some sad scenes, we want some happy scenes, or
Yes,
what?
well, they'll give me a topic.
They'll give you a
sometime.
topic.
Yeah,
a theme.
Yeah, they'll give me a theme, or they'll say, like now, of course, we know if they say we need Psy music. Well, I know what Psy is going to do. Everyone knows that character that he is. So if I wrote something, it would be just. You know, with those off times and those little pauses in there, because that's what ends up fitting into the scene. You know, it's all the comedic timing type of thing. So that's what I watch for now when I send stuff in. It's all about timing and tempo.
So they'll tell you, give you a theme. So it's going to be a sad scene. You would.
Right, now if they do, yeah, sometimes they will say we need sad music or
Sad
whatever, and then I would know to go in and give them something. Short, real pretty, you know, that kind of stuff that they can lay behind, so whatever dialogue's going on, you know, that sets kind of the mood.
It's just like a film. I mean, the soundtrack, it makes it.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is an amazing place. Business is booming here, and life is good. People say Elvis used to hang out here, and it's true. So did Al Capone. The legend of the Biloxi Mafia, and I don't know if that's true. But there is a place out at Cat Island called Smuggler's Cove where rum runners used to offload their bootleg alcohol into skiffs and smuggle it to shore. You get to know the people here, and you're going to hear a lot of unbelievable stories. This place has a rich history. We call it the Secret Coast because of the 26 miles of beautiful white sand beaches and the picturesque islands that dot the horizon. You can visit those islands and they all have a story of their own. People who've lived all over the world quietly choose to make this place their home. I'm one of them, and I want to help build a community of entrepreneurs like me who are doing what they love. That's what the show's all about. So come on in and watch Sprout Central, the happiest show on TV.
Welcome back. We're here today on Entrepreneur Showcase talking to Pat Pennell and Betty Shaw from the Gulfport Museum of History.
Yes.
Correct.
And you guys came on about a year ago before the pandemic, and we talked and we learned about it, but of course a lot has happened during that time. We had to close down a bit, but you're back going again, right?
Yes.
We are.
And so the city of Gulfport has helped you with this project. They're involved, aren't they?
Yes, they were gracious enough. Betty has tried for years. Betty is the founder of the Historical Society, and she's always felt like we needed a place for everything. So she has fought tirelessly, and through her efforts with the city, they graciously gave us 2 rooms of the old train depot. So that
So
is
they finally
when
gave up, right?
finally gave up, you know, she's a little bulldog over here. So, you know, we originally, like you said, we were here a year ago. We originally opened March the 4th, closed March
about
the
the time
14th.
the pandemic hit, right?
Exactly.
Exactly the same day,
And
actually.
so we're back in business again, 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. And 10 to 3. And we've kind of changed the inside. If anybody actually visited us before we closed, after the original opening, we've made it a little more comfy. We've gotten a lot of yearbooks from local people, and we started having sitting out. And it's amazing how the locals come and just want to sit and read the books. So I've kind of been the decorator and I've accumulated some furniture, some nice lounge chair, you know, comfy chairs for people to feel comfortable in. So we invite people to come, look at our books, look at, you know, enjoy what we have. And so far, I think everyone has really enjoyed it. We have, you know, some of our displays are past displays right now, but when we reopened again in September, one of our members, who is a professional photographer, did some beautiful pictures of Katrina back. I mean, I know that's an oxymoron, but it's, you know, he did the aftermath. And we had a large display of that. And one of the ironic things was that he took some pictures of the company that did the demolition of all of the casinos, which was C.F. Griffin, who, as it turns out, were the people who did the demolition for the Twin Towers. So Gary, unbeknownst, sent them some pictures that, you know, had their logo plastered all over it, and the president of the company, for thanks, sent him a chunk, a 50-pound or 60-pound chunk of the core beam of the Twin Towers. And we were able to put that on exhibit and tie in, because one of our local Gulfport residents happened to be in that tower when it was hit. Yeah, and she went down, what, 79 floors?
So she made it out.
She made it out. She said she averaged, looking back on it, she averaged 17 seconds per floor.
And she made it down 79 flights of stairs.
Made it down.
Holy
and
smoke.
Yeah.
What a long journey that was.
Yeah, so we had some pictures of her. actually a picture of what she had on that day, her key card, you know, her Metro card. So it kind of, you know, people say, well, how did the World Center and Katrina? But then she came back here and went through Katrina. I think she lost her house in Katrina. Is that Pam Stennis was the lady. So it was kind of, you know, it brought it home to us.
Yeah.
So we had that exhibit up until December. And in October, when we had Cruising the Coast, we were open, had a fantastic, I think we had 70-some people come in, and we had a book sale. So we're going to try to do that as a continuing thing with our book sale.
So now, what is the thrust of the exhibits presently?
I'm going to let Betty.
Well, the exhibit that we're working on is not quite complete, but should be at the end of the week, is a Black History Month exhibit, but it's not like the normal ones. What we're doing is one of the things that we've done from the beginning is work with the schools, specifically elementary schools in the area in Gulfport. We have a teacher there that's very interested in what we're doing. And so what we're doing, and this is what she's doing, is we're highlighting African Americans who are from Gulfport, who either left the area and really made good and are well known outside the area, or people locally who have made a real difference in the community from the African American community. Of course, we always have information on John C. Robinson, the brown condor, and we'll have a lot of information on him. But some of the people also, there's an opera singer from Gulfport who lives in Austria now and has a PhD in anthropology. There's just many, many people who have left town and who have stayed.
So who is the opera singer?
Rochelle Potter.
So she is now living in Austria.
Austria.
And she's working professionally.
Yeah, well, she's probably retired by now, but she grew up in the Magnolia Grove area of Gulfport. And as last I heard, her family still has a home there.
I'll be darned. Isn't that amazing? Well, what would you like to tell us about the things that are upcoming, the biggest thing that's upcoming right now, or the plans for the next exhibits you've got in mind?
Well, we've got a good bit of memorabilia about some of the buildings that were there before. And one of the things we thought would be pertinent would be a display about the Markham Hotel, because we have a number of artifacts from the Markham, and there's some interest in it since it is being renovated, and we're very happy that we have the opportunity to do that.
And the Markham Hotel is an old famous hotel in Gulfport?
Yes, it is. It was built in the 20s.
And so it's being redone?
It's been renovated in downtown Gulfport right now.
Well, that's nice.
Yes.
That's gonna be a
I think
special
everybody that grew up in Gulfport probably swam in that pool.
Yes.
The public was allowed to, was it 25 cents or something, that you had to pay to go swim in the pool.
So we
there.
plan to have, we have 2 rooms, but we plan to have small meetings there. One of the things that we have not continued yet is meetings, and we have had over the last, it's been 10 years now. We started in 2010, before we had a location, and have had monthly meetings that highlight different history either of the coast or of the state, and we've not resumed that yet. We did have a meeting in November in a historic church, the former St. Matthew's Lutheran Church, which is it's a 50s type church. I can't think of the word right now.
Mid-century.
Mid-century modern. Thank you very much. But right now, one of our problems with having meetings is we had too many people, which is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
So we'll have to wait and see what we can do with having meetings again.
Well, good luck with the upcoming season, and thank you for coming again.
Well, thank
and
you
we'll
so
have to
much.
have you back next year, right?
There you go. Maybe not,
We'll
but
just
maybe
keep it-
before.
Maybe before. We'll keep the tradition going. But
That's it.
Maybe we'll get together a little sooner than a year.
Thank you. We enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you so
coming today.
much.
And
Thank you.
you.